Hi, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing well. My name's Carrie. I'm gonna have a slow, easy stretching yoga class. If you have some props that are available, that would be great, like a bolster or a block, and a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can also use just a scarf. You can pause it if you like and then come back and get it, or take your time. We'll come to a comfortable seated position. You're also welcome to sit up on a block for this. Lift the hips a little. We'll just work a little bit with the bandhas this morning. So Mula Bandha being the root bandha at the bottom of the pelvic floor. So you can press into the tops of the thighs here, kind of rooting down, and then begin to engage Mula Bandha, basically pulling in the muscles around the pelvic floor. And what's nice to do is take a breath in and a breath out. And then towards the end of the exhale, you'll begin to engage. You can also kind of pulse through that engagement in the bandha. Nice. And then you can bring the hands to the knees and just begin to rotate through the hips. Really take your time here. Using the breath. And switching directions. And then we'll move up to Uddiyana Bandha, or the belly lock. So this is the same thing. You can really engage it at the end of the exhale. So let's breathe in and out, and then pull the belly in. And release, breathe in and out. And I'll just show you from the side as well so you can see, but you're really also going to kind of concave the spine as you exhale out. So again, breathing in and out. So you really create this kind of hollow space in the belly, right? Pulling it in and out. So it's really good for massaging the organs. And also then when you're in some of the yoga postures, you can really play with that. So let's try a couple more times. You can also pulse the belly once you pull it in. Nice. And let's come into some more circles here, really trying to rotate through the belly. You can even bring the hands to the abdomen if you like. Maybe one hand kind of at the back of the torso and the other hand at the front. Doing a little digestive dance. You can switch hands, just really kind of, yeah, feeling the middle body. We'll release the hands to the knees. Inhale, lift open the chest and the throat, and exhale, curl in. Again, really use this to stretch the back, right? So we're really, and then inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Two more. And then the last bandha is the throat bandha, Jalandhara bandha. So it's the same thing. You'll just lock this at the end, towards the end of the exhale. So take a breath in, really breathing into the upper chest, upper back, shoulders. And exhale. Tuck the chin to the chest. Hold the breath out. And release. Breathe in. Exhale out. And tuck. Gently release. Breathe in. And out. Releasing when you need to. And then we'll just turn the head over to the right and over to the left. Both sides again. Opening up through the shoulders, neck. Nice. And then we'll come into some neck circles, dropping the chin to the chest. Right ear to right shoulder. And around. 5 times in both directions. Nice and slow. And then finally, we'll take a couple of breaths where we'll engage all 3 bandhas. So we'll breathe in, and then we'll exhale out, pulling in the pelvic floor, engaging Uddiyana bandha, and then also Jalandhara bandha. Breathe in as you release. Do 3 more of these. And then just returning to a real easy breath. Feeling the air travel up through the body and into the extremities. Now let's begin to twist the whole torso here. So let's take the left hand over to the right knee. Little rocking motion. And then keeping that left hand there, just reach the right arm up, kind of across the body. And as you exhale, releasing it down towards the left knee, releasing the left arm up and back. And slowly beginning to straighten the spine, release the hand behind you. Next inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, cross. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, cross. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, just release the feet in front of you. Let the knees fall side to side. And let them fall over to the left. Just holding here. If you want to come down on your forearms, you can. And gently coming back up. Just real easy, what feels comfortable in your body. And over to the right. I'm kind of resting my left knee on my right foot to give it a little support. And gently coming back up. Straighten the legs in front of you. Flexing the toes, sitting up nice and tall. Engaging through the legs. Engaging Mula Bandha. And take a breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, bringing the hands to the shins, straightening the spine. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to an upright seated position. Lift the arms up. Maybe the heels come up as well. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift. Exhale, fold again. And sweep the arms out and up. Lifting up again, maybe the heels lift and the toes can spread. Engaging through the legs. And exhale, release the engagement, fold forward. Let's hang out here, kind of doing a little massage into the balls of the feet. Around the outer edges. The inner arch. See how even pressing on the feet will make the muscles in the legs feel different, whether you're on the inside of the feet or the tops or the outer edges. Great, let's come back up to sitting. Just shake out the legs a little. And then we'll just shift the hips over to the right, keeping the arms on either side. Shifting here. My friend and instructor Salim in Kenya often does this one. And then over to the left. And do both sides again. Come back to center, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. This is also a nice place for a block if it's hard on your hips to place it below you. Get a little elevation. And then the hips can kind of drop down. And sitting up nice and tall. And gently begin to shake the legs a little bit. And then you can you're welcome to stay on the block. Bringing the right hand to the right thigh, left hand behind you to just really press down and massage that leg out a little bit. And then switching sides. Nice. Bring both hands behind you and just lift the hips up a little bit, kind of shifting them around. Maybe forward and back. So they're just kind of hovering off the ground. And then we'll just lean over to the left and tuck the right foot and leg behind you, coming into like a deer face pose. Grab on to that right ankle, lift and raise the left arm, stretching up to the side. You can circle out the wrists here. And then just bringing that left arm behind you. Maybe letting the head and neck fall, looking down to the right, just stretching. And extend the left arm out to the ground, continuing to stretch through the part of the left part of the neck, over the left shoulder. Allow the head to be heavy. And gently come back. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. You can have the hands behind you and just lift the hips up. Let the head drop back. Maybe shift around a little. Working out the wrists maybe. And then we'll release back down and switch to the other side. So the left foot comes back, right foot forward, holding on to the left ankle, reaching up. Finding a nice stretch in the right side body here. And circling out the wrist. And then allowing the right arm to drop behind you and the head to fall over to the left. Releasing the right arm out to the right. And feeling sensation in the side of the right neck and shoulder. And then gently coming back. And just coming to a comfortable seated position. You can sit on your knees or sit cross-legged, whatever you like. We'll come into some arm stretches. So if you do have a strap or a scarf or something, you can take it in both of your hands, take it to a nice width, and we're just going to raise this up over our heads, stretching a bit here. And finding the breath with the opening. Breathing in, opening up the chest, and then exhale, just fold forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Try going back a little further. You can always adjust as well and open them up, eventually coming all the way back. And exhaling forward. Two more. And then we'll do this and just do some figure eights here. So you're just going to come around one side and then the other, again, opening up the shoulders a little bit. Really think about bringing the breath into the back. When you're ready, switch directions. And then gently release. Just let the arms rest on the side. Let's continue to open up the shoulders, move the spine a little bit. So we can come on to hands and knees. And then just a couple cat and cow, arching the spine. And then exhale, curling in. And then we'll come into some hip circles with these. So just rotating the hips around a little bit here, kind of figure eights, or you can do circles. So we're not just moving up and down, we're also moving a bit side to side, right? And then you can begin to exaggerate that quite a bit where the hips will fall all the way over to one side. Just really feeling some free movement in the hips and stretching them out while you have some support. Nice. And then let's gently rest in the child's pose, bringing the hips back, opening up the knees. Nice wide child's pose and shifting the arms forward. Bend at the elbows and reach the hands back. You can give the back of the neck a little massage. And then begin to walk the hands back onto the thighs and just press. You can, if your head can rest to one side, you can just kind of press the hips. Maybe lift and get into the hip creases a little bit. Give yourself a little self-assist to press the hips back. And gently rolling up. Coming back onto hands and knees. Reaching the right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, threading it underneath the left arm. You'll roll and rest on the right shoulder. And then the left arm can come up and around if you like, and hook. And gently begin to unthread, releasing down, reaching that right arm back up to the sky, and exhale, release. Just shifting the weight here, really rotating into the hands. And then just shifting the hands around a bit, different directions. And if you like, maybe trying onto the tops of the hands as well. A little bit of weight. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll lift the left arm up. And exhale, thread it underneath the right, resting on the left shoulder. Reaching the right arm up. And then if you like, it can come around and hook in here. And gently release and unthread when you're ready. Coming back down. We'll come into puppy dog or heart opening pose. So this is where the hips stay very high and the chest comes down, chin to the mat. And then gently begin to slide back, release out, back to hands and knees. Couple cat and cow. And then from here, we're gonna come into the side plank. So you'll spin the left heel back, stretching the right foot out. Again, stretching through the right side body. You can come up onto the fingertips. You can even bring it into a little bit of a back bend here. And then if you like, you can reach up and back for the right foot. Stretching the quad a little bit here. Pulling the knee into the glutes. And then gently extending long and releasing back down onto hands and knees, shifting the hips out. Let's just rotate that right hip a little bit. So bringing the right knee out to the right. And then around 3 times both directions. Nice and slow. And then extend the leg long, flex through the foot, find length in the spine. And gently release down. Shift the hips a little side to side. And we'll move to the left side. I'll just switch so you guys can see. So stepping the left foot out, right knee goes back, reaching up. And again, then if you want to come into a little bit of a back bend. Raise the left leg up, really stretch. And then exhale, release it back down, hands and knees. And some circles with the left hip, bringing the left knee out to the left and around. Three. And then we'll also reach it back using that kickstand again. Can reach back for the foot. And gently release, extend, and come back down onto hands and knees. Rotating the hips again here. And then just bring the knees all the way over to the left. So you're kind of outside of them. And you're gonna bring the hips down to the ground and then laying forward. So it's like a twisted child's pose. And the further up the knees and the more you can get that torso to come forward and that right hip over, the more you'll feel the twist. Slowly pressing back up. Just even as you walk the hands back, you can feel a nice twist here in the hips. And then gently lifting, bringing the legs over to the right. Same thing, sitting down with the knees on top of each other, feet on top, and shifting the weight forward. And gently coming back up, bringing the legs back behind you. Let's open them up nice and wide and coming into frog pose. So turning the toes and heels out. And we're looking for kind of 3 right angles here. I can show you from the side. So one at the hip, at the knee, and at the ankle. And then you can rest down here. If you have a bolster, I might do that for a few breaths. And just really relax in. Think about the bandhas, especially Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and how they can help you engage through this posture. Allowing the muscles to release. Sending breath to the hip flexors. After a few breaths here, you may be able to go a little deeper by opening the knees a little bit more or bring the chest a little lower to the ground. The main thing that will always engage the pose is shifting the hips like straight back. And imagine trying to do like a little cat and cow here as well and see which one is harder. It'll be pretty easy to figure out. So think about those little micro movements in the hips as we spend a little more time here. You can also slide the arms underneath you and kind of use those as some traction. And 2 more breaths. And slowly begin to make your way out. I like to kind of bring my feet together, shift back a little forward, and slowly releasing out onto the belly. Just coming up into a Sphinx pose, coming onto the forearms, tops of the feet release. Just let the lower back release a little bit, shifting the hips side to side. And slowly lower back down. You can use the knees here or just press into the tops of the feet. Try and lift the quads, really engage the body here. And then press straight up into a push-up. Otherwise, just use the hands and knees. Bring the knees down. And then everyone can press back into a high plank if that's available. Just holding here. And finding, again, this length through the spine. Really find the bandhas. Just shift the weight forward and back a little. Just building up a little warmth. Can also do some circles here. And then shift the weight into the left foot. Bring the right knee up towards the right elbow, and then rest it down, coming into pigeon, half pigeon with the right knee bent. Keeping the body upright if you can. A little bit here, really opening through the chest. You're welcome to fold forward if you like. Otherwise, just staying here for 3 more breaths. Gently release. We'll shift the weight into the right hip, bringing the left leg around, just to a comfortable seated position. Take a couple breaths here. And then from this cross-legged position, you're going to shift your weight to your left and bring the right foot behind you. So we're back in this deer face, and then lift and open. So this right hip was the one we just been in pigeon with. So now we can open it up a bit, right? So press and lift into that. And then exhale, release. Bring the hands forward, shift the weight, come back onto hands and knees. Shifting the hips, and then we'll press back into a high plank, high push-up. Actually, this time let's come down onto our forearms. You can also keep the knees down here. I'm going to shift just so you can see. And then again, just shifting the weight forward and back, maybe around in some circles, engaging through the legs and the bandhas. And then coming back into high plank, bringing the left knee into the chest and releasing it down into half pigeon. When you're ready to make your way out, shifting the weight over to the left, bringing the right leg around to a seat, and just sitting here for a moment. See if you can sense a little sweetness in the hip. Almost hard to describe with words, but like when someone takes a sip of water that they haven't tasted and you get that. And then from here, we'll really oxygenate that left hip flexor by coming into deer face and then shifting the weight up and back, reaching back. Deep breaths into the left hip. Nice. And then gently coming back down. Just bringing both knees in front of you, lifting the hips up. Coming into reverse tabletop. Walk the feet a little closer together. You can stay right here. Otherwise, try and extend the right leg forward and then cross it over, lift up again. Release the right leg. Same with the left. Gently release, come down. And just before you lay down, if you do have a strap, you can also grab it now. Actually, if you have a block, let's come down into a supported bridge pose. So if you have a block, you can place it below the hips. Gently release the arms. You want to try a little bit higher height on the block, or maybe removing the block and engaging through the body, you're also welcome to. Think about how parallel your feet are, and then the opening through the hip flexors here. Let's reach the arms straight up. If you're supported, if you're not, you can keep your hands below you, circling out the wrists. And then bringing, just kind of coming into a hug here, so the elbows kind of cross, grabbing onto the shoulders, opposite shoulders. And gently release and switch which arm was on top. And slowly coming out of the bridge. Just let the hips release behind you. Below you, rather. And then straighten the left leg, bring the right knee into the chest. And if you do have a strap here, you can hook it around the bottom of the right foot. You can reach for your foot, that can also work great, but strap's kind of nice. Find lengthen the body on the ground, right? So maybe reaching that heel forward, and the very crown of the head back a bit. Also welcome to kind of massage the back of the right leg as you stretch it here. Take the strap in the right hand, bring the right leg out to the right. And back up through center. Switch hands, cross the leg over the body, reach the right arm out to the right. Really feel the twist here. And come back through center. Grab the strap with both hands and then extend the left foot up to meet the right. Just pressing into both legs. Release them down a little bit, just pressing through the feet and kind of feeling the tension of the strap. And then let's switch, releasing the right leg down, pulling in to the left. And dropping the leg over to the left. Bringing it back up and crossing. Can always readjust so to get a little more twist in the torso. And slowly coming back through center. Again, hooking both feet into the strap. Can separate them about hips distance and just hold on. Again, just flexing. And then can release the strap. Let's come into some rolls and coming into plow. For me, I like to kind of stay in this like half roll on my upper back to stretch into this area. So kind of in this position, maybe a little even to the sides, like a little back and forth. You can roll forward and back, but just use it as a back massage basically. And using the breath to kind of feel that out. And when you're ready, coming all the way into plow. You'll see or feel that Jalandhara Bandha is naturally engaged here as we kind of lock off the throat here and coming up into shoulder stand when you're ready. Back down through plow. And slowly rolling out into fish pose. Can keep the legs lifted. Come on to the forearms, or they can come down the top of the head. And 3 lion's breaths. And gently release down and coming into final rest. And slowly begin to deepen the breath. In and out of the nose, twist and turn the feet and ankles. Reach up long behind you. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Bend the knees. Roll over onto one side. And make your way to a seated position. And sitting up nice and tall. And we'll Om one time. When you're ready, and take a deep breath in. May good vibrations be with you. Love and blessings. Namaste. Hope you all enjoyed and hope to see you again. Take care.